Candace Owens fired on her day off. Lord, Lord, Lord. Man, man, man. See, this is what it is. Candace Owens thought she thought she was on. She's been allowed to talk about everybody black. She's been able to talk about all this stuff and be a degenerate her whole career. Basically, she created a career of being a degenerate. So today she was fired. So we're gonna break that down from a couple angles. And when I say we, I mean me and my special guest, because he the one that texted me about this. He was like, man, before I realized she was fired, he was texting me like, man, you see how black Candace Owens been sounding lately? He was like, we should talk about this. And if you were day one, I mean, when I say day one, back when I only had 3 people listening, and one of them was Larry, what's up, AW1? The other one was Butter Love in the chat. And the other third person was somebody that clicked on the video by mistake. He's been down since then, so I want y'all to give a warm welcome to the funny motherfucking comic who ain't been on here in a long ass time, but who needs to come on here more often. Ruben Warren. What's up, Ruben?
Hey, what's good, Dewan? I'm definitely
hold on. I had you muted. Now say it again.
Hey, what up? What's good with you, Dewan? I'm definitely gonna make sure I'm back on these internet streets with you for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, man. You got to. So, man, like tell these newcomers about yourself, brother, who you are and why you gonna be on the show more often.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian. Been out here in LA for 10 years. Originally moved out here from Atlanta, Georgia. Been doing stand-up for about 18 years now. I'm a writer as well, actor. I create my own comic book. Yeah, and I'm a lover of Black people and Black American culture.
Amen.
So so yeah, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? Dewan been one of my brothers from day one. You know what I'm saying? We used to rock at the Union together. So yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be around more. And now I'm trying to get my YouTube presence up as well. So I'm definitely gonna make sure I'm on these YouTube streets.
Oh, you trying to get your YouTube presence up? See, I mean, y'all gonna have to follow him. I'm gonna have to put that in here a little later on. Yeah, Ruben, because when you first started doing stuff like this, like I do it on my own now. People be like, "How do you talk by yourself for 3 hours?" I'm like, "Shit." The first year and a half, I needed crutches, and then my fat ass, you was one of them. You, Mike, Robinson.
Oh,
like I could
Reggie was on there,
huh?
I remember Reggie used to come on.
Reggie, yep, Reggie Edwards. Matter of fact, he was over here yesterday. Yeah, so I had to have that crutch. You know what I mean? Let me turn my mic down because I think my mic level is higher than yours. Can you turn yours up?
Let me see my mic level. Microphone. Yeah, I'm just using the my laptop.
Oh, now I'll just turn my mic down then. 'Cause I see my mic is coming in hotter than yours. And I don't want the audience, me over here, sound like this and you sound like that. So I turn my mic down. How do I sound, y'all? How do I sound, y'all? So let me know how I sound in the chat room or how we sound blended. I want to make sure we ain't got the Biggie Smalls sound going on. You dig? You over here listening to this shit like this. But yeah, so Ruben, what's your YouTube channel? I'm about to put it in here right now.
My YouTube channel, it is at Ruben.Warren. RUBYN period Warren. WARREN.
Hold on. I don't know what the fuck just happened on the screen. There we go. You said what is it again?
Ruben.Warren. RUBYN WARREN.
That's on YouTube, right?
Yes.
All right. So everybody, this what y'all see right here. That's his YouTube channel. So subscribe to it. Very funny cat. And he also be doing He's a regular at the Hidden History Museum comedy show. The next Hidden History Museum comedy show is April 13th, y'all. But Ruben is a regular on that show. So if you've ever been to the Hidden History comedy show, it's a good chance you've seen this cat on stage.
And let me just say too, I would say those are probably the best black comedy shows in LA that we've had. I would say post-pandemic. Those shows they really take me back to the Union. Yeah. Real talk. Like I really get that vibe from them, man. And it's just like, I don't know, man. And it's weird too, because that's missing, man. Like we really are missing it in LA, just that black staple. And I hate it so much, man. I mean, we got reduced now to just the segregated black nights, you know what I'm saying, at these main white clubs. And it's not the same, and it's not enough. Like
it's not enough. It's not the same. And I appreciate that, dog, because, you know, especially lately, I've been going around here having to deal with questions from people saying I had a bad set on stage and shit. Instead of talking about I got the hottest night in goddamn LA for black comedy, and people ain't giving me love for that, but they saying DeJuan had a bad set. So I appreciate that, dog.
The Hidden History shows always lit. Every time even when I'm not like performing, I will go up there just to go kick it, because I'm like, I know it's just gonna be a good vibe. Like it's always cool.
Yeah, because like people, like a lot of y'all out there, when I'm on here doing this, I be talking information on here. Niggas don't understand cats got different gears. Like, yeah, I'm on here talking information and talking music history, but when it's time to get on stage, that's just about to be funny than a motherfucker. That's partially the reason why y'all ain't got clips out there. You want to come see this shit, you got to pay for it. Some stuff ain't for free, y'all. Y'all get me for free on YouTube all day. Y'all got that comedy shit, you dig? But the shows are worth it. And I appreciate you for doing them, for coming out and being a part of the shows and doing the shows.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. Salute to everybody in the chat room. Yeah, Ebony says tip the host. So y'all better listen to what Ebony says. She says tip the host. So yeah. What's up, Cold Crush? What's up, everybody? So we about to get into it. Candace Owens being fired on her day off.
On her day off.
You sent me a text message about why you want to talk, but tell the people why you want to talk about it and go to work. Just tell us about what's going on with Candace Owens. Let them know.
Yeah, so yeah, I did a video on my YouTube about it as well, so y'all can check that out. But but yeah, so I just wanted to talk about it because I remember she did the Joe Budden podcast first. And so that like made me be like, oh, why would she be on Joe Budden? So I thought that was interesting. And I was kind of brushed off like, oh, it's Candace Owens, you know what I'm saying? You don't pay her no mind. But then somebody was like, oh, she did the Breakfast Club interview. And I was like, oh, okay. And I wanted to listen to the Joe Budden interview, but it was on the paywall. I was like, I ain't gonna pay for that. I'll wait till it come out. I know Breakfast Club is free. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Breakfast Club was free. So the other day I listened to it, and I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, she making valid points. Because like one thing about Candace Owens, she do talk a lot of bullshit, definitely, and a lot of anti-black rhetoric. But you know, broken clocks are right twice a day, and she do make some valid points. She does. So when I'm listening to the Breakfast Club, I'm just like, why is she talking like she got sense when it comes to black people? That's what really made me like raise my antennas. Because what she was saying, it was like, nah, bitch, you be coming at us with vitriol and hostility. But on this Breakfast Club interview, you all like, oh yeah, you know, I've always loved you Negroes. You know, the media just misconstrues me. They take my words and but I've always been down for you guys. I'm like, nah, bitch, you said George Floyd was fentanyl. You defended the killers of Ahmaud Arbery. You have excused too many black deaths for my liking for you to come on the Breakfast Club and act like it's all good. Like, nah, bitch, I see right through you. So I knew something was up. I knew then. I liked the interview though. The interview actually was very good. It was a good interview. But I just knew, like, my melanin was like, nah, nigga, something's off. Something is off. I knew it. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, but something is wrong. I'm like, she's trying to rebrand herself. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, because when you first hit the scene, you was known for just being just Auntie Ruckus. You was just out here just hitting black people hard, left and right. And the biggest thing that got me was in this Breakfast Club interview, she kept saying we and black Americans. She used that heavy throughout the whole interview. Like, we, yeah, because we, you know, as black Americans, you know, and I just feel like because black America, you know, our culture, you know how that's what really made me peep game, because I was like, nah, I'm like, you've always claimed that you was Caribbean. I'm like, you've always claimed that, and you had that one viral tweet. I remember I read it when you were saying that black immigrants come over here and do better than black Americans because they have more drive. Basically trying to say that black Americans are lazy and don't want to work.
That
That's what you
old
tried to
trope,
say.
yep.
But now you on a Breakfast Club saying we and black Americans and the culture. And I was like, something is wrong. Something is off. And sure enough today, the bitch got fired. And I said, there it is. That's what it is. See, you them white folk done threw you to the curb. They tossed you to the streets like a $5 hoe. And now you got to come crawling to black people, the same very people that you shitted on all these years to make your money. But now you trying to come to us and rebrand yourself. And I'm like, nah, bitch, stay over there. We good. We full.
And that's Ruben. Question. So let's do timeline. When did you notice her starting to change her speech up, starting with the Joe Budden podcast that you didn't watch? Give me the timeline. When is that? What were we talking about? January, February? What were we talking about?
Yeah, I would say probably in the last, I would say in the last month or so. I would say, and as you know what, I wouldn't even say the last month or so. I would say, because like I said, a lot of people know Candace Owens from just clips. You know what I mean? Because she is a soundbite person. She's got some shit and people will say it, it'll tell you look what she said. But I would notice maybe in the last month or two, the clips that have been traveling across my timeline, I wouldn't necessarily watch, but I would see what they would be about. And they would be about black culture. She would talk about Sexy Red and, how we as black culture got to do better and all this other stuff. And, I didn't really mind it at first. I'm like, 'cause that's her show on the Daily Wire. That's her talking. But like I said, when she did Joe Budden and Breakfast Club, I was like, those are black platforms that have a large black audience. So my thing was just, why are you trying to reach us? And obviously, too, we got to take into account that it is an election year. And of course, Republicans, they're going to
election year, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's a good strategy. I'm not even going to cap. That's a good strategy because Republicans know for a fact that, and Democrats know that black turnout this year is going to be noticeable. It's not going to necessarily change the game, but it's going to be a significant drop. And both sides see that. So Republicans are trying to get on the offense and be like, well, Candace Owens, you can be the Negro whisperer for the Republican Party. You know what I mean? And get them out here to try to get them for votes because they know basically a lot of us, enough of us are fed up with the Democrats' mistreatment of us that some of us are going to vote Republican. And then most of us are probably just going to stay home and be like, I ain't going to do what you decide. So they're trying to they're using her to just get the stragglers,
So, yeah, I see that. It is funny you brought this reason why I brought that up. I brought up timeline for this reason. I brought up timeline because, she started getting razzle dazzled around October, November with her stance on the war on Palestine and her stance on, the treatment, saying that's basically equal on both sides. And what I find funny is, for this goes for a lot of you niggas that be going on the right wing thinking that they're gonna be the safe side for you. She went over to the right wing. She went over to the people, what's his name? Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire. She went over to the side. All he does is talk crap about the ADL, about all that stuff. Hold on one second. All he does is talk. All he does is talk crap about them. But the minute she does it, she started getting heat. And let me I thought I had this tweet already up here, but I got to airdrop it to myself. I screenshotted it on my phone. All right, cool. I just airdropped it to myself. I'm gonna show y'all this tweet. Let's look at this tweet right here. Let's look at this tweet right here. This is the ADL 19 hours ago, right before she got fired. Basically, what they did was they connected Candace Owens to Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is the Proud Boys guy that went to prison for the January 16. And because Nick Fuentes said something positive about Candace Owens, they put together this false tie to her and him. And you see she's on the backside on her heels, backtracking. And so I saw this tweet yesterday, and I was just like, All right. Let me see something here. Let me see something here. What's going on? And then Ruben texted me, and then I was like, okay. So then I went back to that show she be doing, and I don't even watch that show. I just wanted to see what was going on. Like, okay, did she even know she getting like what's like you told me she got fired. I didn't know. And then I saw this is how she signed off on her show the last time she was on it. And I'm gonna ask y'all, does it look like she knows she was about to get fired?
Who has been on this journey with me, people that have supported me. I especially want to thank all of the Jewish people that have been in the comments saying how outraged they are. And I know that it is especially difficult for you guys right now because you are being smeared, you know? I mean, I'm not going to go away. I'm going to use my God-given voice to talk about the things that are important for me. And I'm just asking to be left alone, or at least just report the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. But don't worry.
And that's all the time you got in your motherfucking career with the Daily News now, Candace Owens. So Ruben, I find it so on one hand, so it looks as if this has been brewing since around October, November, and it's been coming to a head. So I ask you to bring up the timeline because if we see it happening now, usually when things pop out, someone gets fired on the news or in anything in politics, in media, it's something else that's been going on a long time before that. You know? And so do you think those Joe Budden, Breakfast Club, Hey Big Head style interviews was because she knew something was coming?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. She went up against them people. You you know better than to go up against them people. Like that's you know what I mean? Especially when them people, you know, run the Daily Wire. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like and also from what I heard, also she was on some like Ben Shapiro, I dare you to fire me. She was kind of on that vibe. Like she basically kind of forgot that like she's still a nigga. She got real comfortable with them folks. That's what happened to her. She really thought like, oh, I'm really one of the guys around here. And it's like, nah, they gonna remind you every time your place in this thing. And she forgot. She forgot she was a nigga. And she thought, well, I'm elite. I'm doing this. I got this big podcast. I got this big platform. And when she started talking about that Israel-Palestine conflict, them people ain't like her stance on that. And they was like, nah, you can't do that. Because I do remember her and Ben Shapiro was beefing. I remember that. And then, like I said, she was on some like, oh, I wish you would. You know, she kind of clapped back at him. And he was like, all right, bitch, watch this. And sure enough, now she gone. She's up out of there. And what Thanos say on what Thanos say on Avengers, he was like, "What is your failure? What did that lead you back to?" Black people, we Thanos right now. We like, you did all that work, and where did your failure lead you back to? It led you back to me. Now she on the Breakfast Club talking about some. I'm for the black family. I'm always an advocate for Negroes. Like, nah, man. And even on her interview though, her Breakfast Club interview, I know a lot of black people, man, I don't know, it's kind of sad because she is able to finesse a little bit because it is niggas now like, oh yeah, I kind of fuck with her. Like she make valid points. But even in her interview, she was still on her cooning bullshit. She really was because she was still doing backhanded slick shit in the interview, in the midst of all them good points she was dropping. Because like when they asked her about her white husband, she said, well, yeah, I had a white man because I just date whoever my IQ is. I date people on my IQ.
She said that like last week. Was it this week? She said that.
That was on Breakfast Club. On the Breakfast Club, she said I date based on who match my IQ. So basically, she was basically kind of saying like niggas ain't smart enough to date me. That's basically what she was saying.
I look at it two ways. She was saying on one hand her insecurity was saying niggas ain't smart enough to date her. What she was saying is any nigga smart enough to date me will see right through my punk ass and know that I'm full of shit. That's what she was saying. Any black man with brains would look at Candace Owens like, man, she'll give Flip more than the paper towel if she come in, and she know that.
Exactly. And another thing she did in that interview too was the only time she praised black people was when she said we are some good singers, dancers, and athletes. So we good for shucking and jiving. We not good doctors. We not good lawyers. We not engineers. We not the fucking architects of this damn country. We not none of that. We just the entertainment and the help. And that's all she said. She's like, black people, oh, you put a white singer and a black singer, oh, black people are the best. It's like, no, you put this up against a white scientist and a black scientist, I'm sure the black scientist will probably be the smarter one. Like, so
ain't
for
no
her
problem. Look, they named the white George Washington Carver. I'll wait. When we get educated properly from beginning through end, it's no match. That's why you have to have these sorry schools that miseducate us and make our kids dislike school and hate school by the first grade. They make you hate school by the first grade. It's funny too, like you say that, because speaking on education, they had the thing that came out the other day. It said all the schools in Inglewood that are getting shut down.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was sad to see. Like all those schools was getting shut down.
It was sad to see, and for me, it's bittersweet because my old job that I had working with kids, I had kids at all those schools: Kelso Middle School, Morningside High. One of my dopest kids was at Morningside High. He was a high schooler. We used to have some really good sessions up there. But one of the schools in particular, like my mom went to Crozier Middle School. That's like every time I drive past there, it's like, oh, that's my mom's school. Now it's getting shut down. Like, damn, my mom's school getting shut down. But one school in particular that was getting shut down is called Highland Elementary. It's over there on this. For those of you who watch Insecure, it's basically on the same block as the Dunes, where Issa Rae stayed with her long chin. Is where she stayed. No, so Issa Rae dope. I'm just fucking around. It just came out. She just be coming out of my head. My bad. But it's on the same block as the Dunes. It's an elementary school. And one of my kids worked there, and I just really saw the social engineering when it really hit home at that school. Because I had one of this really bright black boy. I can't say his name because of HIPAA violations. But really, really black kid. And it's one of the few kids I didn't forget when I blanked, my mind blanked out and I forgot that whole 9 years of my life. But I never forgot this one particular kid. He went to that school. And very, very bright kid. And I remember when our agency put him on drugs, he was never the same. Like, this was a kid that would, like, he did some violent shit. Like, he, like, had a pen and he stabbed a kid in the hand and was like Chucky. But mom was having him watch Child's Play every night, and he was like 6. You can't have, you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
then we got him off Child's Play. Yeah. We got him off this and that. And then I saw his behavior changing, He was really starting to calm down. He was paying attention. He was really hyper, but I knew how to, I would let him get his 5-7 minutes of hyperness off, then I knew how to calm him down and get him ready to learn. But then the school and the agency I worked for decided he wasn't slowing down fast enough. And they put him on drugs. 6, 7-year-old, bright light of a child. I still think about that little boy today. And they put him on those drugs. And I remember him coming to session just like looking like Eeyore. Just another day. This is a kid that before them drugs, he was like the Mario star. He could little nigga could do anything. You know what I mean? He was smart. I would get him to figure stuff out so fast. I would work with his brain. But then they said nah, and they put the little boy on drugs. And then at Highland Elementary, they have a white line. All the kids from kindergarten up, they have to walk the white line. And if they deviate from the white line, they get a consequence. What does that sound like to you?
Sound like prison. You gotta
put the boy on drugs and then make him walk the white line. And that's what they had my little nigga in the first grade, second grade doing. And then they said, then I look around and I'm on the groundwork. That's why I have my perspective that I have on black folks that can't nobody break. Because I've been in shit elbows deep. I ain't one of these niggas that lived on a good side of town and I'm judging people. Or I grew up in the hood, but I never worked in the hood, so I don't know what's going on in the hood. You know what I mean? So I'm elbows deep into this shit. And I got to hear Candace Owens coming along talking about black people's test scores. I'm like, if I just had 6 more weeks with my little nigga, we could have had A's out this little boy. But y'all put him on drugs and told him to walk the white line instead of getting him some better fucking teachers. You know what I mean? So when I saw the school shutting down, I was like, plus I kind of saw it, like the students, there wasn't that many students on the campus then. We talking like 2018, 2017. It wasn't that many kids on the campus. But for the few kids they had, the little niggas had to walk the white line. And so in some ways, I'm kind of like, what are we losing? On the other hand, I'm like, bras like Candace Owens, they profit. Because this is what we got to go through. You know what I mean? This is what we got to deal with. And then we got people like Candace Owens who makes a few dollars off talking about us like it's something wrong with us. When that's what second graders are fucking dealing with. A second grader is a victim. The dude's mom was like bipolar. So she would be like in and out, you know. Sometimes she's a good mom, sometimes she wasn't. You know, her bipolar, she had her own issues. She couldn't really raise him right. You know what I mean? And then we got Candace Owens. So to you niggas out there that be like, we just going to accept her back in because she said 2 good things. What about all that fucking damage that she caused? And the victims of our people that have had to go through shit that she didn't give 2 cents about so she can make $1. So fuck Candace Owens.
Yeah, and like you always say online, bro. You know, you say on Facebook and everything. You always say stats don't tell the whole story. You always say that. You always say the numbers don't ever tell the whole story. So yeah, you could talk about our illiteracy rates and all that kind of stuff, but you don't take into account the environment that shapes that. Like I said, we just got a whole bunch of predominantly black schools just got gutted out the city. So like, what do you think is gonna happen? Like. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like the numbers don't never tell the whole story. Yes, they do tell something, and it can and does show that there is an issue for sure, but it doesn't tell the whole story. And I think people like Candace Owens, what they do is they take the stat and then make their own story with it. And that's the dangerous part of going strictly just off of just numbers and stats.
That's why I tell people all the time, anybody out there that's going around doing everything by the numbers, they're lying to you. ESPN, Fox News, Candace Owens, these people are lying to you. They ain't nothing but fake ass authorities. I'm going to do it by the numbers. Numbers is what people bring out to deceive you. You can lie by numbers. Numbers tell whatever story the author wants them to tell. I remember when I was in college, my third year in college, I took college level statistics. The first day of class, our professor said, statistics is a different form of math. It's not like algebra, it's not like geometry that the number draws you to a certain conclusion. Statistics are different from all of the other forms of math in the way that statistics are used to tell whatever story the author of those statistics wants them to tell. The only way you can get an accurate depiction of anything on numbers is to consider all of the numbers. Range. That's one number they never bring to you niggas, especially you fucking weird ass LeBron sexual fans. He has the most points. Well, he has the longest range also, of course. But within that range, he still got his ass whooped every time he played against a good team that was good as his in the finals. So yeah, no. Stats, you have to have all the numbers, and they're never going to put all the numbers because all of the numbers may be 400 sets of numbers, and you have to dissect through all 400 sets of numbers. That's why scientists and these people that work at SpaceX get paid so goddamn much, because when they can use stats and numbers, because why? They're going to go through and parse every single number. When on a basketball court, you probably got about 27 things that you can use for statistics. You can never tell the whole story using 3 statistics. You can never tell crime stories just by using arrest statistics. You have to have statistics of income, You gotta have statistics of how many hours worked and between work and being and transportation between work and home. Is mom away from home for 6 hours a day or 14 hours a day? How much money does the family bring it in? What's that? What's the stability of the family? What's the father's income? What are the parents? What do they have? Do they have any conditions? How were they raised? What are their conditions? What's going on in their bloodstream? What's going? All these things go into account when it comes. It ain't enough fucking time for you to break down the numbers. The only thing you can do with numbers is look at them and then see them. But hold off that weird ass judgment thinking you know it all off some fucking numbers. You don't know shit. That's the guarantee. And somebody throwing numbers in your face saying these are the numbers, they Candace Owens in your ass. So what's going on, Ruben? We was talking about the Breakfast Club thing. You were also talking about her situation on like how, like you were talking about the reaction of black people. What's some things you've been seeing, like how black folks been reacting?
Yeah, so like what I've been seeing like on Twitter and stuff is I've been seeing a lot of black people have been like, oh yeah, you know, like, oh, I fucks with Candace Owens, like, oh no, Candace, she actually making good points. And it's like it's kind of weird, but I mean, like I said, this was expected because, like I said, she's doing a rebrand, so a lot of people like they know who she is, so to speak. I mean, a lot of us do know her because she is a polarizing figure. But I don't think a lot of people really like got into her until just now. Like now that she's resurfaced with this new, like, I'm basically like trying to be a pro-black conservative, you know, on that type of tip. When it's like, nah, fam, y'all need to remember what she said about George Floyd, what she said about Ahmaud Arbery. Like, those to me are the things where I'm like, I don't care how many good points she make. I can never fuck with that bitch ever, just on principle. Like the fact that she said George Floyd died from fentanyl and she defended the Ahmaud Arbery killers. I'm like, nah, bitch, that's the cross the line. That's the point of no return. Ain't nobody messing with you after that.
At what point do black folks have enough enough internal pride to say, you know what? Yeah, I agree with what you said, but kick rocks, beat it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm like, you can hear somebody and agree with what they say. Because like I said, Candace Owens, I'm not even gonna cap. I've heard her a few times, and I will listen. I'm like, oh no, that was a good point. Like, and honestly, I feel like a lot of black conservatives in general, to me, they actually do make really good points. They have very valid points and arguments when they do speak, and I do agree with a lot of what they say because most black people actually do have conservative values and conservative views. We just do not vote conservative. But where they lose most black people is they make that hard right on Coon Boulevard, and then it's like, nigga, I wasn't even trying to go. Because they'll say some shit. They'll be like, yeah, you know, the Democrats, they do this. You be like, yeah, you're right, they sure do. By the way, you know, racism, it's not even that bad. You be like, there it is. Now I can't even fuck with you. Like, that's how they get you. They'll say some shit, and then they go left and be like, you know, white people, they not the ones that's oppressing you. It's you and your rap music. It's like, ah, shit, here we go. Ah, damn it. You almost had me. You almost had me.
And here's the thing with it. Like, I even when Candace Owens was at her most coonish during the Trump years, she would still say things back then that I agree with. She's always said things that I agree with. She's never not said some things that I agree with. Because we as black people, for the most part, especially if you're a black American and you've been here before 1865, you're probably conservative, especially as you get into your 30s on up. Your 20s is one thing, but when you start getting to your 30s and really into your 40s, and we really get conservative because, hey, this is our land. At the end of the day, you know, we are the original Republicans. You know,
it is facts. Actually,
you forget that we're the original Republicans.
Yeah, before they did the switch. Yeah, that is
true.
True.
Like we fought for when we fought for the Union in the Civil War. That was on the Abraham Lincoln. The Republican Party was
the Republican Party. Yeah,
when slavery was over with in the 1868 election, we elected over 100 black people into official houses.
They were all, most of them were Republican.
Yeah, mostly all of them Republicans, including Hiram Revels. He replaced Jefferson Davis as the first senator in the state of Alabama in American history.
Mm-hmm.
Hiram Revels. What's his name? Robert Smalls, Republican. We're very conservative people. The Democrats talked a good game. Was that?
I was gonna say also when you consider this that our origin is the South, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the South is red states, so that it kind of tracks, I think, just culturally, just because remember we all migrated from the South to North and West, so it makes sense.
It makes sense that we're very conservative, and also on top of that, on top of us being conservative, you know, the Democrats just talked a good game to us, and they gave us a little bit back in the '60s. That's all. Only issue is black people, our humanity played against us, and we play this forever loyal game, and that's what we got to keep. That's what we got to fix it. We got to stop being forever loyal, especially in politics. That will never, 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 never work in politics.
I love what Dr. Claude Anderson says when he says we said we supposed to hold our vote. We supposed to be a hoe when it comes to our vote. We go to whoever is paying. Yep. You know what I'm saying? The Republicans 1 year is like, hey, we got you. We be like, all right, y'all, here we go. If the Democrats is 1 year, be like, hey, we got you. Then it's like, all right, y'all, here we go. You always keep them guessing, keep them on their toes. So, but as long as we just continue to just be like, well, do you want 4 more years of Trump? It's like, nigga, we ain't gonna get shit.
Niggas like Trump wasn't shit when it comes to our worst presidents. Like, not at all. Like, we survived William McKinley. We survived Woodrow Wilson. We survived Hiram Revels. Not Hiram Revels. No, I said Rutherford B. Hayes. We survived so many like atrocious presidents. Reagan, you know, Bush. Yeah, we both said Bush.
I was a kid when Bush, but I'm like, I remember when I was growing up, it was like they said Bush was the worst president ever. Like I remember I was a kid when that was happening.
When them buildings got, the nigga knew 9/11 was gonna come, and he's reading books to kids. Then when he found out, he was frozen. Like, you fucking goofball, do something. Like people forget we didn't have baggage fees before 9/11, and this crazy ass TSA and all this bullshit. We didn't have none of that. You could run through the airport, park at the airport. You know what I mean? Kick it at the airport. It was a relaxed thing. You know what I mean? But oh my God, it's one of them situations where it's like, but going back to what I was saying about like us as a people, we're very conservative. You know, we're a very conservative group of people. And when it comes to our politics are for the most part conservative. You know?
Yeah.
And we just have this. It's this loyalty thing. It's this loyalty thing that we own. When you go into study, I say I'm the kind of person. Okay, don't believe me? Just go to the referee. The referee is just the neutral information. Take any political science class. You do one online, do one at local junior college, wherever you want to take one. Take a political science class. And what they're going to tell you is the populace is at its best when it's not loyal to any particular party. Because both parties are loyal to each other. They only care about each other. In national politics with the 3 branches of government are literally constructed so nothing changes. That's why you have 3 branches of government, so nothing changes. And when it does change, it changes a half inch at a time. And if you want to change anything nationally, you need to have a 25 or 50-year plan to do so. Not every 2 to 4 year cycle election kind of plan. So off top, you lost when you stuck on election cycles and you stuck on a party. Anybody can be led by the nose at that point. And also, what you learn in political science is the third option is often the best option. If you don't have an agenda on the table that advances your political agenda, abstain.
Absolutely.
Abstain.
Yeah.
If there's something you'll see this with the United Nations, you'll see this with politicians. If something's on the table, and if I vote yes for this, it can hurt my political chances. And if I vote no for this, people can say, why'd you vote no on that? So you know what I'm gonna do? Since it doesn't advance my political agenda, I'm going to abstain.
Yeah.
Or the other one, Ruben, I'm gonna get right to you. The other option is sometimes I have a bill that I want to introduce, but I'm going to need help getting this done. I'm going to need some other votes. So, and that's every politician that's introducing bills. They all need votes to get them put on the floor. So, as my local congressman or senator, if they have an agenda that they want to float, When the other congressman or senator comes around and says, "Hey, I have this bill," the next question is, "Okay, will you support and vote for my bill?"
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer is no, then I might have to abstain when it comes time to vote for your bill, because
It's like
I need
comedians.
leverage when it's time for me to want something. So genuine politicians do this all day, and they tell your dumb ass you got to vote every 2 years.
Yeah, it's just like comedians. Like, hey, I got to show that I run. You got to show that you run that's hot. I put you on my show. If you put me on your show, it's the same. It's the same exact thing. It's
Yep,
even
barter
exchange.
system.
Yeah, it's like what can you do for me? What can I do for you? And I think as Black people, we definitely have to. That's one thing I do like about this whole Black American movement and us really separating and publicly identifying ourselves and not just hiding behind flat blackness. I think that's really making us more vocal and more a gatekeeper of our culture and whatnot. And I think that's also going to help us politically, because now that we know that all these other groups don't necessarily rock with us on that end, I think it's going to make us more like, okay, so what do we as Black Americans get specifically? You know what I mean? Because yes, you could say Black people, but every Black person isn't a Black American. And I feel like as Black Americans, we are definitely owed something in this country, because like I said, we built this thing blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, from the, like I said, from the architecture to the infrastructure to the culture. You know what I mean? Like everything about America is honestly Black American. So we are definitely owed all of that. So yeah, I think it's definitely smart for us to think about withholding our vote and really seeing how much power we really do have. Because they got the illegals here right now, but they don't necessarily have the right to vote yet. That's what they're trying to work on. But until then, we still are the number one voting block. So we definitely should and can exercise our power this upcoming election.
And that's real talk. What's up, Andre, in the chat room? Andre Theobald.
Hey, what up, Dre?
Dre up in the chat. But yeah, we got 900 people watching. We got 200 on YouTube, and then we got 700 over on X or Twitter. And so what I need y'all to do, if you're on Twitter, y'all can come on and follow me over on YouTube at Dewan B. Follow me on YouTube at Dewan B. Follow Ruben at Ruben.Warren over on YouTube also. The same Twitter handle that I have now. That's the same website that I use. That's the same Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram handle that I have. You can also go here to DewanB.com. I got my documentary, It's Bigger Than Hip Hop, the Black American Music Family Tree. You can hit the GoFundMe on that. You can hit the shop and get your Black American Music Family Tree t-shirt, photo. The second edition still has not arrived yet, so I got this one up. I thought it'd be ready by now. It's not ready yet, but you can still be one of the last ones to get the first edition of the Black American Music Family Tree. Go to my courses. I got my 100 Years of Black American Music History course. We're on a 2-week hiatus right now, but we will have a listening party tomorrow. I thought I wasn't doing tonight, but it's going to be tomorrow. And then we're going to have a Q&A on Wednesday for my students that are listening. Come on out. You're going to learn the history of our music, all that good shit, breakthrough cards. All my websites are on DewanB.com. Go right now, get a t-shirt.
Thank everybody who has been on this journey with me, people that have supported me.
We talked about Candace Owens. We're over 1,000 people watching across platforms right now. So we talking about Candace Owens being fired on her day off. Fired on her day off. I got my guest, Ruben. Ruben, you got something you want to drop before we get going talking about Candace Owens getting fired on her day off?
Yeah, I just want to say, Dre, that shit was funny. He said he called you Club Dewan.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh.
Club Dewan.
Dre, like, what about Dre? I never know when I'm going to see him, but I see him at least once a month. Like, I don't even be out on the comedy ground like that no more, but I'll be somewhere. Now, I run across Andre on the worst time, at the worst case, once a month. And this motherfucker's always sitting in some inconspicuous pocket in the corner somewhere. And then come up, what's up, Dwan? And he got a preacher's last name, so I can't disrespect him because he got gospel in his blood. Anybody named Theobald got gospel in their blood. But salute to Andre. That's my dog. We went to that Errol Spence fight. Which fight was that? Andre went to. Was it Errol Spence and Crawford? Not Crawford. Sean Porter. We went to that fight together. Me, him, and Titus.
Oh, it was funny. Me, him, and Titus. We went to the Little Brother concert twice.
Why didn't y'all tell me about Little Brother concert?
I did. That was the night when I told you that. When I text you that we saw Hannibal Buress. Remember I told you Hannibal Buress opened up for him.
Where was that? Oh yeah.
It was in Santa Ana. It was last year in Santa Ana.
And that's tonight. I got tickets to see Scarface tonight live in Santa Ana, but my car's still in the shop from the fucking car wash hitting my shit.
Damn.
So I can go see Scarface tonight, but whatever. But damn. But that's crazy, dog. What's up, chat room? Let me get something. Let's chat room. What y'all talking about? Chat room says, "What's good, y'all? Your opinion? What are your opinions change on Candace Owens' view and trajectory? Because once she won a lawsuit based on racial discrimination, yeah. See, look, that's a good question. I want your answer on this too, Ruben. In my opinion, what changed on her trajectory? Money. When she sued on racial discrimination, that was a chance for a bag. We're talking about somebody with no morals and principles right here. She's going to use her intelligence. I'll never say she's stupid. I'll never say she's dumb. I'll never, nothing like that. She's a very intelligent, well-spoken woman. But she uses her powers for evil. She uses her powers to disrespect people and to come up off people. Even if it means, hey, I gotta play the race game to make some money. Whatever she gotta do to make money. And I think that's why she's having this pivot that Ruben is talking about right now. Now all of a sudden she coming to black folks like, hey, I was just playing. Because it comes down to money. What you think, Ruben?
Yeah, I would say it comes down to money, because she actually, in the Breakfast Club interview, she spoke on what that situation was about with her. She said, don't take me watching for yourself, but I want to say she said something about it wasn't even racial discrimination. It was that she said some her white friends left like racist voicemails on her phone. And so she went and like told the school or something like that, and then the NAACP got involved. And she said it was during that time she was homeschooled for like 6 to 8 weeks. And then what happened was basically like the NAACP said, okay, you got to pay her family for her being at home since she couldn't come to school. So you had to pay her for being homeschooled. That's what she says. And I don't know if that's 100% true, but that was the story she told on Breakfast Club. But nonetheless, though, she definitely switched up for the money. I mean, it's hella money in being anti-black. I mean, just look at rap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there is billions to be made in hating niggas. I mean, it's lots of money to be made in it. I mean, if I didn't have no principles and morals, I'd probably be out here on some Uncle Ruckus shit too. I ain't even go cap. But like I said, I love my people and my melanin too much to ever betray it in that manner, you know. But yeah, it's definitely because of money. And now it's because her money gone that she's trying to pivot back and acting like, hey, I've always been down. It's like, no. Oh, let me say this too real quick. At the end of the interview, I really liked what Charlamagne and them did. At the end of the interview, they gave her a quiz. They gave her a black person quiz. And they was asking her questions. They said, they was like, how many fights did Will Smith get in on Fresh Prince? From the theme song. I got one little fight. They asked her about good times. And what's the line that you said at the end after temporary layoffs? The last line the lady said that nobody knows, and she was like, I don't know that one. And it was like, well, that's fair because that is an old show. But the thing that got me, I knew she wasn't us, and I knew it was a track because then Charlamagne simply said, God is good.
Oh, you got to get that one all the time. Come on, you can.
Come on, brother.
That's a simple one. All the time. Then when I say all the time, what?
Bruh, that's it. And all the time, God is good. You gotta get that. He said that to her. He said, God is good. And she was like, what? And I knew as soon as she didn't get that, I was like, there it is. I'm like, that's the tether. That's the tether in you. I'm like, yeah, because and everybody else like Envy and Just Liz, they was like, oh, God all the time.
Even if you don't go to church.
Time, God is good.
Even if you don't go to church regularly.
You just know that. That's this culture.
Your family go on Easter you know, and Christmas or some shit like that. Even Jehovah's Witnesses know that one.
Yeah. So yeah, she didn't get that, and she even said, she's like, well, I guess I didn't spend a lot of time in black church, I guess. But yeah, when she said that though, I was like, oh, there it is. And that's when I knew. I'm like, yeah, bitch, your gig is up. I know what you're up to. I see what you're doing, and it's not gonna work. But yeah, so that was very telling to me that they did that at the end of that interview. I feel like that was them kind of checking her a little bit, like, nah, like, bitch, we see through you. Like, we know what you're trying to do, and you're not slick.
We know what you're trying to do. Here's the thing with Candace Owens. Like, I know a lot of black people like, hey, you know, she sounds good. Why can't she come back? This is my point of view on that, Ruben. Black folks, we ain't always like, we don't need everybody. Like, at some point, you got to be cool with being down with your own opinion and not needing nobody to amen you. Like, it's okay to not have an amen corner. Because what good is the amen corner if the amen corner got a knife in their back, in their hands, and you standing with your back to them? You got an amen corner hearing people amen, amen, amen the whole time they got a knife in their hand. And as soon as it comes down to you or them, or it don't even have to come down to you or them, these people be so close-minded, they'll see an opportunity, and it could be one of many opportunities. We see this shit all the time. But people get hella competitive when opportunities come, don't they, Ruben? Yep. And they amen you, amen you. But the minute somebody come with an opportunity for you, they got a knife in their hand ready to stab you so they can step in your spot. That's how. That's most people out there, and we dealing with somebody like Candace Owens, who, like what the commenter said earlier, sued for racial discrimination, only to spend the last 10 years of her public life talking shit about black people. That tells you a little bit about her principles.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you have anything else you want to say, Ruben, about the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I say black people, we just need to keep our heads on the swivel. This is not the time to take her back with open arms and being like, hey, it's all good, my sister. Nah, black people, we have to really learn to have fuck that bitch energy with certain niggas in the community. You know what I mean? Like, cause think about it. Like just think, black people, we all got somebody in our family where we be like, yo, fuck that nigga. Like, I don't mess with them at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all got somebody. We need to collectively have that with the Black American family. We need to have that energy with people like a Candace Owens. We have to just have a fuck that nigga energy. And it's not personal, but it's more so principle. Because as we move forward in this country, we can see the dynamics are slowly shifting. We see what's happening with the border issues. We see how they flooding our communities with all these immigrants. We see how we're slowly, being pushed out and edged out. So I think more than that, now is more of the time for us to really band together and really close our ranks. And it's like, no, keep your ass over there. Like, we good. And that's another thing too, black people. We have to accept that we are good by ourselves. We don't, like DeJuan said, we don't need any and everybody to be on our team. Because let's be honest, y'all, when it's only small numbers, we get shit popping. Black Panther, everybody wasn't in the Black Panther Party, but the whole country now get free breakfast because of what they did in Oakland. So this notion that we need any and everybody to join our ranks, it's like, nah, man, we only need 4 or 5 of us, and we will get shit popping. That's the culture of us. We know how to get shit popping with little to nothing. So I would say moving forward, I think we could be entertained by her. We can even laugh it up with her, Kiki, because I ain't gonna lie, her interview was good. The Breakfast Club interview, I enjoyed it. I thought she was a very good guest on there. But it can't be further than that. We have to just be like, yeah, bitch, it's still fuck you. That was a good joke, but bitch, fuck you. Like, you gotta have that energy with her. Because like I said, what she has said too much. What she's done, she's done very egregious acts against Black society, and she should not be welcomed back with some, oh yeah, you made a couple of good points.
Hey, Ruben, I want to jump in on a point that you made though. Going back to your family point, and I'm gonna let you finish cooking. You write about family, but it's also different levels of family. Um, it's different levels of family. You got your mom and your dad, your brothers and sisters. Then you got your cousins, and it starts out with whatever cousins you was around the most. You know, first, second cousins. Then you got your further extended cousins. Candace Owens is family, but she's extended cousin. She's
Exactly.
not. She a cousin that you just met in your 30s don't have the same family, get the same family treatment as your brother and sister and your first cousin. Because at least your first cousin, we all got lined up when grandmama pulled out the switch. You got lined up with your cousins on that while you on the collard greens gate. You were like, go over there with
Exactly.
them collard greens and hold the gate. What? That happened with your cousins, your first cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So your first cousins, they get a little more wiggle room than those cousins that don't even come to the family reunion, or the cousins that don't act like their family, like Candace Owens. She's never acted like she's family with us.
Nope.
She don't even know God is good. So,
The best analogy I could do is black people are Terry in Soul Food, and Candace is Cousin Faith.
see, it's different levels of family. You know
And
what I
nobody
mean?
fucks with Faith. Nobody likes her.
Nobody. And so Candace has been someone. She's been a cousin that she's been a cousin that's been around, and now she's been coming around. We've gotten familiar with her lately, but she also has been the cousin that's gone around and stolen from us, and came and she didn't bring any food to the barbecue. She
Yep.
didn't put in on. She came to the family reunion, but she didn't put in the family reunion. Your cousin Jeff Gerald is only asking for $100 a family. We need to rent. This hall costs 5,000 to rent. She that
Mm-hmm.
cousin that didn't put money on that. You know what I mean? Took all the food home, shit in the bathroom in the stalls, and didn't clean it up. She that cousin. So nah, she don't get the same treatment.
Yeah. Not at all. Not at all. So yeah, that's my biggest thing. I just feel like black people just we shouldn't accept her with open arms just because she make a couple valid points. Because anybody can make. Because hell, Donald Trump done made some valid points, and
Right.
we you know what I'm saying? Like I done heard Donald Trump say some shit. I'm like, hey, that was some real shit, Trump. Like,
Yeah.
but I ain't necessarily finna wear no MAGA hat because of it. So yeah, that's my only thing, y'all. I just say just be careful because we don't need this. We don't need this at all. But yeah, like I said, the Candace Owens thing, the fact that she got fired, I think is very funny because she did all that cooning, and like Jason Black and them be saying it doesn't come with a retirement plan. And just like that, she no longer got the Daily Wire, and that was her biggest platform. That was the thing that really kept her going. And now she basically back at square one, which is very interesting. Like how you go from like you really went from having like this large platform where all these people love you, and it's just taken from you instantly. That's why cooning is never worth it. I never ever I couldn't coon because I just that's just too uncertain. Because you alienating a large section of people. Because when you black people are going to interact with you good or bad. And with her being black and her talking shit about black people, that's her biggest I would say those are her biggest we're her biggest detractors, but then and obviously her fan base is all the white people. But her make public enemy number one for her, and then having to come back to us, it's really I feel like that's the ancestors working because now she has to come to us for support. And I think this is the best time for us to be like, bitch, you gets none.
Right.
You get love. I think this is the perfect time for us to flex and to be. We need to look at this like how niggas when they get money and they start to flex on everybody who looked down on them when they was coming up. That's what we got to do with her. Okay, black people. We are on. I don't think people know, but Black Americans, we are really on the come up with this reparations talk and everything that we've been doing these last few years. How we really just been delineating and really making things about us. Like we on the come up, y'all. So this is the perfect time for us to start shitting on these people who had so much to say when we was on our come up. And now that we are starting to arrive, we need to look at them and be like, nah, bitch, to the back of the line. I don't know you. I don't know you at all. I'm sorry. Like
Right,
that's
we
what
do
we
need
gotta
shit.
start doing, y'all.
Jonathan Soul in the super chat said regarding Candace Owens, we've seen this movie before. When Omarosa got her wake up, her Paul Mooney wake up call, she came
Sure
back from
did.
community too.
She
Yeah, I remember
sure
that
did.
Omarosa
I
thing. Yep,
remember that. Yeah. Yep. Stacey Dash
yeah.
in the super chat said Stacey Dash.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin said yeah. Stacey Dash came back running to the community when she got her wake up call. Yep.
Yeah, and we gotta tell all these known vocal coons and sellouts. We have to tell them no, stay over there, keep that same energy. Okay. Back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. You all on me. No, you can't. You can't come back. That's not how this works. No, we black people, we are the fine ex-girlfriend that got away and the nigga is doing bad now and he trying to call us up like, baby, what's up? Like, let me just be just like, no, we gotta be like, no, nigga, you didn't want me. Okay, you wanted them other bitches, so you stay over there. We gotta be the fine ex-girlfriend, black people. That's what we gotta be at all times. We gotta be
In other words,
that niggas want.
Candace Owens over here singing, "Baby, hold on to me. See, I'm the special kind." Like, yeah, nah, get on. She over
Yeah.
here. Yeah. So you're right about that. Like we've been mistreated, castigated, segregated, separated, and all that bullshit. And it's time for us to the people who chose violence, who chose to be that way. We didn't want them to be that way. We're such a accepting people, We're
Yeah, man,
such a
that's
loving people.
our
We
biggest
care
strength
so
and our
much
biggest
about
weakness.
people. We
Yeah.
care so much about people. We're so accepting. We just allow anything to happen. And it's time for us to, like, there's not a better time to start than now. When it comes to these things, this is the best time to start. Now. Now is the best time to start. Now. Now is the best time to start. Because as a people, you gotta you're treated the way you accept. Whatever level you accept, that's how people treat you. When you allow everybody to come in and shit on you, guess what people do? They shit on you.
Yep.
When you allow people to just take what you create and not give credit, and that's what they do. The reason why we can't go into other cultures and so-called appropriate is because we're not allowed to. The minute we do anything like another culture, they is screaming fire bells. They're gonna be like, fake, you're not us,
Mm-hmm.
and end up dead like they did with Michael B. Jordan and Juve, And here's the thing about Nicki Minaj. Ain't her goddamn company, she just a paid front. White boys own that shit too. So, but they culture said, The reason why they get mad when we do it is because our culture is so good and so dope, so fresh and so clean. When they get a piece of it, a taste of it, they can't get away from it. You know what I mean? And our culture's so dope. People like Candace Owens knows that she can make a lot of money shitting on it. Because the only way to keep us, the perception that we have right now around the world, the only way to keep it going is to keep lying and keep lying and keep telling that lie. Keep telling that lie. Tell a lie loud enough, long enough, it becomes the truth. You got to keep reinforcing the lie 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And she took a lot of money to reinforce that lie. She chose not to come up in the mud and stand on her own morals and her own laurels. She decided that she was gonna come up off shitting on us. So yeah. Now it's time for us to show some motherfucking balls and shit on her. Ruby, you gotta say, because I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna let you go in a little bit. You got anything to say to before you get up out of here?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, just thank you for having me, bro. I'm glad we was able to have this discussion, man. Because like I knew when I heard the story, I was like, man, let me hit my bro Dewan real quick just to see. I was like, yeah, because I was like, I wanted to do a video on it, but I was like, nah, I was like, I'm gonna talk about this with Dewan because I know we'll have a field day with this. So yeah, bro, I'm glad we was able to make this shit happen today, bro. Like this shit was lit, man. And like I said, I'm definitely gonna make sure I come back and do some more lives with you for sure.
Yeah, this one that's what I do. I gotta get AJ back on here because she gonna get her. I'm getting more, and I might have some live in studio stuff coming pretty soon too. And I'll talk to you about that.
Oh, for
you
sure.
Know what I mean? Been with that. So yeah, you're always welcome to come back on here, dog. You see how quick it was. Ruben texted me, and I was in the middle of doing some apartment manager shit, and I texted him back. I was like, yeah, let's do it. We was gonna do it tomorrow. That's all. Oh, she got fired? Nigga, let's do this shit in an hour.
Yeah, like, let's do it now. He's like, can you do it in an hour? I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's knock it out. Like, so yeah, definitely, bro.
That's what happens. You never turn your back on your day ones and the people that was there from day one. So I always appreciate, man. I ain't gonna never forget how you was helping me out them early days doing this shit when I couldn't do this on my own. I appreciate you, dog.
We was on La Brea in Inglewood.
At Kevin Nash's studio, Accelerated Radio. Like, I wasn't putting those up on YouTube. It was just like, yeah, we got to work something out. But I was paying that studio time every week because it was like before I started paying, I wasn't disciplined to come on once a week. Like, I would always say I'm going to do YouTube, and then 2 years later, I ain't put a video up. So it'd be like, you know what? I'm going to have to get studio time and pay. And I didn't have no fucking money back then. That's why I was working with the kids. My money was tight. But I was like, well, whatever the fuck, nigga, I'm gonna pay this money every 2 weeks. The money I was paying for that studio was more than my car note at the time.
Damn.
Yeah, it was more than my car note. But it was like the dream got to happen. But then when I would watch at it, when I would look at it, I'd be like, man, I ain't about to put this shit up on YouTube. Let me go ahead and keep practicing.
Well, let me just say, bro, I just want to say, man, I want to give you your flowers right now, my brother. I'm proud of you, dog. Like, I remember when you first was starting the YouTube and you first started your Hotep-ish. I remember that when we was on the bread, and then we started YouTube, and I remember it was like slowly growing. I remember you was constantly doing the live, you was constantly posting, and I remember when you posted that you finally had hit 10K. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, my bro Dewan really out here doing it, bro.
Because we got 200 subs when you was on. 200.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember, like just to see what you've grown to now. I think what you had, like, what, like 20,000, 25,000,
right? Like 19 something. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So like, just to see you like keep grinding and you keep going, bro. And like I said, then you end up hooking up with Tariq and doing the Hidden History Museum, and you got the music documentary, bro. Like, I'm so happy for you, man. I'm so proud. Like, I love you, my brother, for real, man. I'm proud of all the work that you've been putting in, bro.
I appreciate that, dog. What about your comic books?
Oh yeah. So I got my own comic book, y'all. Yeah, for sure. I got my own comic book that I wrote. It's called Swag Patrol: Ordinary Teens, Extraordinary Heroes. It's available on Amazon. You can type in Swag Patrol Volume 1. This is the first collected edition. It's the first 3 issues. You can get your copy on Amazon today if you'd like.
Appreciate that, Ruben, man. Thank you for coming on in. Stay around, folks. We got a little more to go, but we're going to let Ruben go. But Ruben's going to be on here regularly more, especially on topic.
Yeah, sure. I'll be back. We're going to talk some more shit. You know what I mean?
Text me with a topic, bro, and let's roll with it. If you got a topic, anytime you got a topic you want to burn on, just text me.
Oh, bet. We're going to do that for sure.
That's how we going to do it. No set schedule. Just if you feel like burning on it, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, for sure.
For sure. That was Ruben Roy, y'all. Thank Ruben for coming on up in here. I appreciate Ruben. Ebony, I appreciate the Cash App. Ebony Brennan. Got my mods hit me in the Cash App. Got my mods. We got over 1,400 people in here across platforms. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me take a picture of it. Yeah. We got over 1,400 people in here on the YouTube channel. I mean, not on YouTube, across the platforms. Now, we about to transfer over to one of my favorite parts of what I do, the cards. But y'all need to first go ahead, especially if you have kids out there, get Ruben's comic book, Swag Patrol. I remember when he first put that together and released it, man. I'm so happy for that, brother. When I was at my last job, some of the kids I worked with, I would show them his comic book. And I got a couple kids who were animators who Ruben inspired through his comic book work. But it's called Swag Patrol. That's my guy right there. So support his work. But Candace Owens, why is she so fickle? Oh, let's look into Candace Owens' cards here. Cardology, for those of you new around here, is my discipline where I read playing cards to look into your life path, read your destiny, if you want to use that word. your relationships with other people, how you relate to people, how you relate to situations, jobs, all that stuff can be found out here in the cards. So Candace Owens, she is a 5 of clubs. Let's dig into why she's such a dickhead. Okay, 5 of clubs. Anytime you're dealing with a 5, they're wishy-washy. And not all, and this again, if you're a 5 of clubs, I ain't talking about all y'all. Everybody can have, this can be your birthday. This is a, cards tell the personality type. At the end of the day, you play your own cards out, all right? That's why they say if you play your cards right, everything will be all right. Got to play your cards right. We all have a set of 13 cards to play out in our life. And we live through these life cycles and these 13-year cycles through our cards. And Candace Owens right now, she's in her Mars cycle right now. So she's in her 7 of hearts. This is the area of her life that she's in right now. 7 of hearts pushes boundaries. Mars also deals with your challenges. It's your masculine aspect. It deals with how you deal with challenges both externally and internally. And hers is a 7 of hearts, which means she pushes boundaries, but she's still sensitive. She's not going to show it on the camera, but behind the scenes, Candace Owens is probably very sensitive, but she doesn't care because of the 7 of hearts and Mars never cares. In spite of their sensitivity, they're going to push the boundaries. And she has a 3 of diamonds in her Mercury card. That means she is shit starter when it comes to her vocals and how she talks. 3 of diamonds, that's the card of Donald Trump. That's the card of Puff Daddy. 3 of diamonds is a card that loves to stir up shit. It's a shit stirring ass card. And she got it in her Mercury. That means she lives her day-to-day life. She lives to stir shit. But here's the thing about 3 of diamonds. It stirs shit, it's petty, but it's nothing big time. Like it's not a major issue. It's not something that's gonna like damage your whole life. But it's pesky. It's a bother. It's fucking. The 3 of diamonds is very, 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 and that's why Candace Owens is the way that she is. You did. That's why she is the way that she is. And so she has an Ace of Spades in Venus. Ace of Spades never is how it appears. And Venus deals with your lifestyle. Venus deals with your feminine aspect. Venus deals with, also it deals with the second 13-year period of your life, ages 13 to 26, around that time. But she's an Ace of Spades in that card. So that tells you right there that no one knows what she's thinking. Like, Candace Owens' true thoughts, I can tell you right now, with the Ace of Spades and Venus, she doesn't express her true thoughts. She doesn't truly express what's truly on her mind. Whatever one thing you can guarantee about Candace Owens is when she is in her zone, like that, you can damn near guarantee that Candace Owens ain't doing what she say she doing. She ain't about what she say she about at all. Candace Owens is full of shit. And I'm telling you that right now. We probably don't even know her true points of view on race. Quite honestly. 7 of diamonds, Jupiter. That's values. That's money. That's image. She's going into her Jupiter years. When she turns 40, she's going to be in her Jupiter years. So right now, she's in these 7 of hearts years. So that means she's in the boundary pushing years. But we're going to see Candace Owens when she gets around 40. She's going to really be about her money, and she's probably going to. Candace Owens is going to do whatever the fuck it takes with the 7 of diamonds in Jupiter. She going to do whatever the fuck it takes to get the bag and keep the bag. That's who Candace Owens is. She's going to do whatever it takes Then she has a 5 of spades in Saturn. That means her values fluctuate. That means that she, based on the way she operates, not all 5 of clubs, but based on her pattern of behavior, you can pretty much see that she's experiencing the low vibration of the 5 of clubs, meaning she has no real value system. Her value system is whatever is going to 7 of diamonds reward her. And then, oh, this is interesting. She has a Jack of Hearts in Uranus. That's where your ideas come from on how you the 7 of diamonds. That said that's Uranus is your like how you your creativity. So Jack of Hearts is a preacher. That tells me like her creative endeavors, what she does to make money, how her creations is a Jack of Hearts. And Jack of Hearts says where the fuck needs to be said to get whatever it wants. Oh yeah, this woman is challenged. Nine of clubs, Neptune, meaning she's always overthinking. Her mind is going to do whatever it takes. Now, see, 9 of clubs oftentimes will do also whatever it takes to get whatever it wants, regardless of morals, especially in that position. Yeah, her moon is the king of diamonds. I mean, I tell you right there, her moon is about, again, that's business. Candace Owens is about that business. Moon card on the 5 of diamonds, she about that cheddar. She's about that cheddar. She's about that cheddar. And for those of you, we got over 1,400 people in here watching right now. I need y'all to go to the. You want to know more about what I do with Cardology and reading cards and all the good stuff? You can go to breakthroughcards.com. You can go right now to breakthroughcards.com. Find out your card at the bottom of my website. Go to your birthday, and that's your card. You know, what I'm doing is Cardology, you know, helping you find your gifts, your compatibility in relationships. You know, Cardology, 365 days, 52 playing cards, 52 playing cards times 7, 364 plus the Joker. You got 4 seasons a year. Those are your face cards. 13 cards per face card, per book. 13 weeks in the calendar per season. 12 months to 12 royal face cards. This is a whole thing, yo. But my card readings on this show are for entertainment purposes only. Got to say that. So let's go into I just want to go over real quick before let's go into her year. How is Candace Owens's year going to turn out? Let me put her birthday in here. What's her birthday again? It is April 14th. Oh, her birthday's coming up. No, I'm sorry. What was it? No, April 29th. April 29th, 1989. Let's go into her birthday and let's see how the rest of her birthday is going to turn out. And let's go into next year. Again, these readings on this show are for entertainment purposes only. I had some good relationship readings this week. I had some really good relationship readings this week. Let's see how her year is going to turn out. Okay, this is the year she's in right now. I'll put this up on the screen. And then I'm going to go into next year's year. Let's go into her year right now. This is Candace Owens. This next month, let's see why her years turn out where she has. Okay, 7 of Hearts. This is why Candace Owens has been having this whole black folks, you should know better. You should not be talking about the conflicts that other people have with their relations. They don't like us talking about their problems. But Candace Owens, thinking that she knew it all, thinking everything is sweet, thinking that she was on the team, decided to speak out in that Israeli-Palestine conflict. And part of the reason why she felt she had to do that is because she had 2 7 hearts in her yearly spread. She's displacing a 7 hearts. That's a year of pushing boundaries and pushing things. And her yearly card is a 7 hearts. So if Candace had came to me for a reading like you niggas should do on your birthday, around your birthday, I would have told her, this is a year that you're going to be wanting to really say what you want to say, but make sure that you don't spit at the mouth. Make sure that you think twice before you speak. Anybody who's ever come to me for a yearly card reading or something to that effect, you know what I tell you. I don't tell you what the future holds. That's one thing I don't do with card reading. I don't say, okay, in the future, this is going to happen to you. That's going to happen to you. I don't know what the future holds for you. But what I do see through your cards, what I do see is the energies that are there that are going to support you, and the energies that can get in the way of your greater good. And through a card reading session, I can give you a foreshadowing like, hey, look, man, this in your cards this year. So if you want to have a successful year, you might want to walk this way and not that way. That's what a card reading session does. It does not predict the future for you. It does not tell you this is going to happen, that's going to happen. You have free will. You have choice. You ain't about to put that shit on me. Come do a reading. What do I? No, nigga. You come to me for a reading. I'm like, look now, you got a 7 of hearts in your yearly card. Be measured and think twice before you speak. Because if you speak from emotion, if you speak from passion, and you have a 7 of hearts in your yearly card, or if you have one in your Mercury card or something like that, I'll be like, hey, it might not come out right. That's what a card reading does. You see, she has 8 of hearts moon. That's more exposure. She's feeling it. Queen of hearts peak. All these cards that she has right here is telling her you got to speak your truth. But she spoke her truth down to her ass getting fired from the people that she thought was her friends. Ha 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 ha. If you know Candace Owens, tell her she need to come to me for a card reading and I might forgive her. I ain't never gonna forgive her for what she did, but you don't do black people like that. Well, if she comes all the way apologetic and she paid reparations to us, but that's another topic. Man, my neighbor playing some good ass music. He's playing some I think that was they were playing some of the Intruders. What y'all know about the Intruders? I wanna know your name. I wanna know your name. Do 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 do. I wanna know your name. That's the original Excuse Me Miss. Before Jay-Z did Excuse Me Miss, the Intruders did I Wanna Know Your Name. I wanna know your name. Anyway, Candace Owens is going to an 8 of hearts here, which means more. She's going to feel the need to expose. So as she goes into this 8 of hearts here, Candace Owens is about to be talking shit about people that used to be on her team. Timestamp this part right here, March 22nd, 123 and 56 seconds into the show. Candace Owens is not going to go down quietly, okay? She's going to be talking shit. She's about to expose some of her right-wing homeboys. Now, whether or not people listen, I don't know. I'm going to be listening and paying attention. And she has 8 of hearts in her Mercury card too? Ooh, and this is an 8 of hearts year? If you've ever told Candace Owens anything in confidence, and you were a part of her downfall, or you stayed quiet on her downfall, I'm telling y'all right now, she's talking. Three of Hearts peak. That tells me that she's going to find another outlet to work with. Candace Owens isn't going to be long without work and without exposure and without a platform. She's going to find another platform to be on. Her getting fired by the Daily Wire isn't the end of it for Candace Owens. She has all these threes. That's a lot of partnerships. Working with three or more, working with groups. A lot of group work. Not so much partnership, groups of people. Queen of Hearts Moon, that means Candace Owens, she better watch out for her emotions. She asked if you know her, well, don't give her my advice because I would love to see her. That'd be funny. To me, I'm going to see it. If she do some dumb shit and them white folks want to come at her, I'm personally going to be laughing. So don't listen to my advice, Candace Owens. But if you want a good year for yourself, you got to understand that this is Queen of Hearts here. This is an emotional year. Your emotions are about to get put to the test. Candace Owens, your emotions are about to get put to the motherfucking test, nigga. And I'm gonna be eating popcorn, watching all this shit, asking you, was it worth fucking over black people now? Oh, this is about to be fun. Oh, you said this is accurate? Are you a psychologist? It fits patterns, yeah. You understand patterns? Like our universe is on a grid, man. We can choose to either tap into it. We can choose either tap into it or yeah, good vibes TV. You putting your cash app in the chat. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to chat anymore. Someone in the chat room, time that motherfucker out. You don't get to put your cash apps in the chat room, only mine. And speaking of cash apps, you wanna go ahead and donate to mine. $ Dewan Brown. $ Dewan Brown. Cash app. Let me put that in right here. There we go. Let me go ahead and put that in. Let me go ahead and put that in. $ Dewan Brown. Yes. These are the only cash apps that are allowed in this channel, my friend. In the chat room, my friend. $ Dewan Brown, my friend. If you ain't fucking with my cash app, we ain't fucking with it. You dig? Appreciate that. Yeah, so what's some of y'all birthdays? Somebody said, what's the Ace of Diamonds? Today's the Ace of Diamonds day. That means don't be too selfish. Yeah, one way. If you play your cards right, yep. I appreciate that, Real King TV. Appreciate that. But yeah, I'm actually going to go see my man J-Mo to perform tonight. J-Mo and Charlie. I'm about to go watch them perform some good ass music in Long Beach tonight. It's gonna be fun. Man, J-Mo, great ass guitarist. But thank y'all again for listening. Everybody else that's watching over on Twitter, follow me over here on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. At Dewan Brown, at Dewan B on YouTube. The same Twitter handle y'all watching on right now. It's over 1,000 y'all watching. Go to at Dewan B. Tomorrow night, I can't do it tonight because I got this shindig, this concert, but tomorrow night we're going to have Incense and Ashtrays, y'all. Live music mix down. We're gonna be doing that tomorrow. Not sure. I'm thinking around like 5 or 6 tomorrow. Maybe earlier. We're going to have a live music mix down in Cincinnati coming for y'all tomorrow, all right? We're going to do it on Mixcloud and over on Twitter, all right? It's going to be on Mixcloud and Twitter. So follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Mixcloud. We're going to have a live music mix down. Be DJing the good-ass music. We play some good-ass music too, all right? So thank y'all for listening. And I want y'all to remember this. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. My name is Dewan. Hit the Cash App on your way out. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.